Hey guys, Justin Brock here, the Medicare Guru, and I'm going to take a minute to go over the seven social media platforms and what you can use them for or can't use them for as it relates to insurance marketing on the Medicare and health side. So take a look, and I hope that you get something useful out of this video. All right, guys, so the ones that I'm going to go over today are Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Now, YouTube, I'm a little bit on the fence on because it is also the second largest search engine, as I have said before. So, but it has quite the social aspect to it. So I'm going to kind of loop it into one of our top social media platforms too. So first thing I want to say is I'm not going to talk about using these for recruiting. If you want to use them for recruiting, this could be a completely different conversation. If you want to use them to sell like a course to or anything like that, these platforms are extremely useful for certain things. What I'm going to talk about is how useful they are to marketing Medicare and under 65 health insurance. And to that effect, maybe even like final expense in certain types of life insurance. But so the first thing I want to do is, and I hope this doesn't anger any of you, but I'm going to take off Snapchat, TikTok, and Twitter. Snapchat and TikTok are just not right for what I would consider cost-effective health insurance or Medicare advertising. I think that the demographic of Snapchat and TikTok, if they're not getting health insurance for free, too many of them don't really give a crap if they have health insurance. So Twitter, I looped into that as well, and that's more about the user base. It's a mature, asset, digital asset. Twitter, we want to have our own business pages for Twitter for directory listings and relevance online and things like that. But as far as advertising on it, we feel like its relevance is tied more to its mouthpiece to search for celebrities or politicians. That's why it stays relevant. There's not an extremely active user base in our opinion. Maybe to use it to go to other platforms, but as far as people browsing on Twitter and thus getting into your advertising set and being like, hey, I'm interested in that. I don't think that I would throw my vote behind Twitter. Okay, so the obvious ones right off the bat are Facebook and Instagram. Okay, a lot of people would have probably tried to tie Instagram into what I just said, and we used to float back and forth on this. But here's what we've seen happening: Facebook costs go up because of increased competition with so many people trying to use Facebook now, okay? Because it does have a massive user base and there's tons of people there. What we've seen is the 28 to 45-year-old demographic of mothers are moving, or just females in general, seem to be moving towards Instagram more, unless they're some sort of sales professional or something like that. They're moving to Instagram and using Instagram almost like a photo album for pictures of children and travel and things like that. What ends up happening that we see is their parents, or mothers typically, so the grandmothers, are moving to Instagram to be able to pay attention to their grandchildren's photo albums. So there's an increasing number of people on Instagram browsing that are in that appropriate demographic, and it's typically not very expensive to advertise there in relation to directly within Facebook. The impressions are lower. There are some more restrictions as far as video length and things like that, but I think it is ripe for the picking. As far as, when I say ripe for the picking, some people say the things that I say get taken out of context sometimes, but it is ripe for people to be able to create an audience there and be able to, get your message out there, that you're there to help them and they are there to receive that message, I believe. Facebook, of course, is there. The user base is massive. As far as the 50 plus community, it's huge. For social media, the 50 plus community, Facebook has the majority of them. Problem again therein lies that they're getting advertised too heavily. They're repeatedly hearing that Medicare message, but they're there. So you just have to keep advertising to them. The next couple are LinkedIn and YouTube. So going to LinkedIn, I think, is very important to look at right now because the cost effectiveness advertising on LinkedIn is awesome. Okay, so when we did some ads on LinkedIn to try to actually get some agents over to Medicare Gurus to raise awareness to people that maybe didn't hang out on Facebook as much but were on LinkedIn, that we were there. Had great results with people coming over and checking us out on Facebook from LinkedIn. LinkedIn also has a great organic type of thing, and I'm going to hit really quick on organic versus paid at the end of this video. So on the LinkedIn ads platform, it's extremely easy to use, very similar to Facebook. So if you use Facebook ads, you should be able to use LinkedIn. Where I think the really ripe market on LinkedIn is under 65 health. There's a lot of self-employed people on there. There's a lot of business owners on there, a lot of high-end professionals, a lot of people still retiring early maybe, things like that. So there is a Medicare position there, and there's definitely an under 65 health to the massive user base. Now, if you can figure out how to target certain types of professions, you may be able to cultivate referral relationships via LinkedIn. So maybe you could target CPAs or billing staff people or property and casualty agents or anything that you would normally consider a referral partner to create a referral system. Even in your ad, you could talk about, the fact that that's what you're trying to do is cultivate a great referral system where you take care of their clients, you do not touch any of their business, you help them serve a need without having to go and learn that and make it part of their business, because a lot of times they don't want to do that. So you could use LinkedIn to create and cultivate those referral relationships, as well as maybe direct to consumer market under 65 health. Now you could try Medicare too, and there may be somebody out there doing that, and it could be effective. YouTube, a lot of the big players are jumping straight into YouTube right now, but it's probably, YouTube is kind of like Facebook 3 or 4 years ago, where there's big players starting to jump into it, but it's not inundated with a lot of small guys. So I'm not completely sure on YouTube. I really am not. I think that the user base is there for sure. It's definitely better than spending money on a Google Ads platform from a cost standpoint, or and maybe even getting into it, maybe slightly easier to get in there and do that. So I think that it's definitely worth looking into advertising on YouTube for Medicare prospects or under 65 health. So both of those would work there. And life insurance as well. So I think there's a lot of room on YouTube. I think probably 2 or 3 years from now, it'll be inundated as well. Okay. So paid versus organic. Which platforms are organically performing? So right now, I will, hit on TikTok. As far as organic performance, it's there, but you have to be entertaining. People are not there for information unless it's entertaining information, like science type stuff. That's kind of entertaining sometimes. So it is there. Again, the user base, I don't know what you're trying to sell to them. Of course, if we were talking recruiting, definitely, potentially, to take the people that are there and try to cultivate them into an audience you already have, maybe somewhere else like YouTube or Facebook. LinkedIn, organic, amazing, okay? I think that is definitely a place to be for organic, but you have to commit to multiple posts daily of value, adding video directly within LinkedIn, adding long form blog posts directly within LinkedIn, and then just commenting and networking, talking to, it's like going to a networking group. You have to actually cultivate and nurture those relationships on there. Maybe even try to reach out. Don't go on there and spam everybody's direct message. Every time I get on there, I have 1,000 direct messages like vultures. But then I see certain people, I'll just give a shout out to one of the Gordon sisters is on there with an amazing organic presence. Okay, Amanda Bruton is another one who's got an amazing organic presence on LinkedIn. They share extremely valuable information, and in turn they have a great organic presence. So LinkedIn's great for organic. Twitter, I'm not sold on organic reach of it unless you're a celebrity. Then it's obviously amazing, but everything is. Look at Justin Bieber on TikTok doing some goofy little dance, slinging his silly little songs, and has 42 million people watching. So it's ridiculous. YouTube, organic, definitely there, but it is a long play. You have to post, structure things right. I've done a video recently on YouTube and things that I wish I'd have known from the beginning. Pushing out tons of content, valuable content, improving the quality of your content over time, and it's all about watch time. But the organic reach is there if you can get videos ranking and continue to push stuff out. So Facebook organic is organic reach of a page is not what it used to be, but you can organically participate in groups like forums. So maybe find groups that you can contribute to, but then also cultivate friendships and relationships that might become something else, or create your own group. Your own Medicare beneficiary or prospecting group. A lot of people are creating local town groups like Tupelo Referral Network, or or you might create one, one that's just kind of about current events in your hometown. And you create that group and you get everybody in it, and then you just throw up on your page. You're the admin of it, and you're getting kind of all this notoriety from bringing up current events and growing a solid local group. But then you have your profile picture that you're a Medicare Health Life agent, and then on your cover photo you have kind of like a business card. So you're getting notoriety by not talking about insurance, but when people go, they're like, hey, that guy that runs this awesome group that tells us about current events and is bringing all this cool attraction to us, he sells insurance, maybe I should support him. He's doing so much good for our local community and making it cool again. So all of that works is using social media like you would use networking groups. And don't abandon networking groups as well. I mean, there's definitely awesome things you can do there. The cool thing about social media is geography isn't always directly tied to your ability to network. You can network online all over the country, or the world. So that's it. Passive versus organic marketing, how to use social media. That's how we are using or anticipate using the social media platforms. And I'll do one soon on search engines. I'll probably include YouTube in that one again because I think it's an overlapping concept. But then we'll talk about Google, Bing, Yahoo, some of the different ads. And I'm going to do a little bit of research on some of the other ones. I know a little bit about Google and Bing, but I'd like to learn some more about Yahoo, Yelp. We've actually ran Yelp ads to not very much success, but we will be doing a video on search engines and which ones we see the best return on versus which one we see the highest quality lead on. And you can kind of make a decision on, if those are adequate for you. But if you wanted to get started in social, I think this was the video for you. So I hope that at least provides some context by which to make a good decision of where to spend your time, energy, and money. Thank you for watching, and please join the Medicare Gurus group on Facebook, where we're talking about Medicare, senior health, senior life, and final expense, and under 65 health insurance too, not just exclusively related to Medicare, but Medicare Gurus Facebook group is growing like crazy, like a weed or a very, very healthy, beautiful plant that grows fast. So talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.